Boy. All right. How are we doing, everyone? How are we doing? I hate how my there's something going on. Something keeps connecting and disconnecting to my computer. It's kind of pissing me off, if I'm being completely honest. So, yeah, we're doing the whole shebang. All right. Why are we going doo 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 doo? Like, it makes no sense. All right, guys. So, we got almost all the recipes done, I think, off the book. I'm gonna double check from the. There's more recipes I have to do, from the restaurant, bringing them over, all that jazz. But other than that, yeah, no, we'll be pretty good with this, which means we get to go through all this stuff because I went ahead, transferred all the recipes off of my old book. As you can see, it's all. It's pretty torn apart, guys. Yeah, it's on its last legs. I had to tape this up pretty gnarly, but I didn't even get to fill it up. But it's okay. You know, that's more of a me thing. That's more like something that I need to work on, right? Because this is what happens when you do not, write everything down. Did I do the Riette on here? Well, I guess I did not, unless it's in here, which it might be. Okay, fall butter. It is not, so I get to write that one down. Okay, I guess I didn't go through all the recipes. Good thing that I checked before we followed through everything. So, if you guys on TikTok, check out the link right there. You guys will, check out my Twitch and all that stuff. Patreon, everything. I have everything written down. Every recipe that I write is on Discord. It goes through the Discord. That whole shebang. It's super cheap, and it's a fuck ton of recipes for cheap. And it's only going to grow, including recipes from really big cookbooks and everything as well. Like, I know a lot of people don't have access to that stuff, and then we get to talk about recipes. We get to talk about restaurants, food in general. What are your favorite memories with food and all that stuff? Like, I love talk about that shit, guys. Same thing with you guys at Twitch. You guys have it looking a lot better, and you guys on Twitch get to see everything that I write down on here. In great detail, so you guys don't even need it if you guys are taking your fucking notes, right? So let's go ahead and take the recipes that we need from here. I'm gonna have to double write them down here, and treat it like an AMA or a study session for you guys. That's how we're gonna treat it as. So the QR code's just all my links. That's all it is. It's all my links. All right, let's go for the distance. Did we do the truffle butter? That is the truffle, or the escargot butter. So escargot butter is there. Alright, vanilla ice cream, that is there too. Oh, maybe we did. Sorbet. Sorbet's there. Bird brine. Bird brine is not there. What about the brie marais? Brie marais is not there either, so let's do that. So yeah, the QR code's just like links to my, links to the Patreon, links to my Twitch. I don't think my YouTube's on there, but I know I am live on YouTube right now. I just don't get a traction on there. I'm trying to keep that there so I can download those videos over time, and then I can, like, socials, all that stuff, Alright, so we do need to get the bird brine. So this brine is very good with chickens, and they're slightly better with turkeys. Thank you guys for the likes and everything. It means a lot. It really does. Thank you, Miguel. All right. You can't scan it? Let me see if I can move it. Does that work? Let's see if you can scan it now. But it should be scannable. Alright, cool. Cuckoo, choo. Also, thank you guys for the likes and everything. It's much appreciated. Oh, new follow. Yeah. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, MJakefer. Oh, hey, Miguel. Got it. My favorite dish to make is a hard one. But my favorite dish is, like, I love making, like, Spam fried rice. It checks everything. Off the books, like, knife skills. It's cheap as fuck. You get a lot of it. You get to work with, like, you get to cook it with a partner. It's awesome. It's just one of my favorite things to eat, too. It's delicious as fuck, right? It talks to you about seasoning, how heat works. It's just, you know, it's one of my favorite things to cook with a partner. I call it my I'm gonna get laid meal, right? Best way to season a chicken. I mean, honestly, straight fucking salt. You know, like, if you're gonna season a chicken, like a whole chicken, like, you know, just salt, get it in between the skin if you can, because that's where all of it, and get inside the crevice, right? Like, get inside that bird and just fucking smear some seasoning in there. I wouldn't recommend any other like seasonings like that right off the bat, and the reason why is because all that shit will burn if you're cooking a whole chicken. Now, if you are just cooking parts of a bird, or you have the time to let the bird dry, then I would brine a bird. I would do it like that, you know, all that stuff. What should you make as a beginner? Scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs should be the very first thing you learn how to make. I know it sounds really stupid. Make some scrambled eggs. It'll teach you how to control heat if you can make a proper scrambled egg, right? And the best way to do it is you take your egg. Also, it teaches you like how to crack an egg. A lot of people don't know how to crack an egg. You'd be surprised. At least crack an egg without the shells. And if you do get a shell in there, you get to learn how to take the shell out without your fingers. Use the shell to scoop out the rest of the shell. You know, the membrane's kind of cut through there. And then from there, you just mix the fuck out of the egg until everything's like all one color. And then get a ripping fucking hot pan. And right when, you know, put some butter in there, preferably butter, or, you know, any fat will work. And then once you do that, turn off the heat, take the pan off the thing, and pour the egg in there and stir the fuck out of it. And then you take off the eggs when it's as done as you want it to. But that's control, right? Because all the heat is in the pan, it is not in the flame. Flame is the fuel. My thoughts on MSG. MSG is delicious. Thank you, Miguel, so much for coming in and subscribing to the Twitch. You rock. MSG is necessary. MSG is in everything, right? The reason why MSG is this fucking thing is because of racism. That's hard stop. That is actually what it is. It was racism against the Chinese community. Because it was like, oh yeah, MSG is what gives you headaches and all that shit. No, what gives you headaches is you know, you're fucking stressed, you're not drinking your water, you're drinking too much alcohol, and you're eating Chinese food because cheap as fuck and they're trying to do that shit, right? And everyone was eating Chinese food back then. So, yeah, no, MSG is delicious. It's necessary. It's in everything, you know. Something I want to learn how to make. It's an inside joke with my family, but I want to learn how to make a lobster thermidor. I mean, when I read it, I'm like, I already know how to make it, just like reading the recipe, but I've never made one, and I want to make a lobster thermidor. You know, it sounds fancy. You know, it's just fucking sauce on lobster, but it looks goddamn. Oh, and you bake it with some breadcrumbs, and I want to make it. The other thing I really want to learn how to make that I have never done, but it looks delicious and morbid at the same time, is a rabbit a la royale. And essentially what a rabbit a la royale is, you take a whole rabbit and you roast the fuck out of it, and then you make sure you take as much of that rabbit blood and some chocolate, and you bake that chocolate down with, or that blood down, and then you coat the rabbit non-stop with it, and you cook this rabbit in its own blood, and it looks like chocolate. And apparently it has the same properties as chocolate too. So that's something that I really want to like learn how to make, you know. So rabbit a la royale. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, you know, especially now that I'm like being a French chef and all this stuff. French chef. Fucking bullshit. Oui, oui. You know, all that jazz. But yeah, no, that's a whole thing. Hey, look, I got a flash goal. I don't know what that means, TikTok. Don't know what that means. But yeah, if you guys are wondering about the recipes that I am writing, everyone on Twitch can see it. Although there isn't really anyone on Twitch. This is what happens when you start building it up and then you stop streaming because, you know, life happens. So now I gotta stream back up, everyone. I gotta hit the deal, right? And also, if you guys want any of these recipes, all the recipes that I write, they're on the Discord now. And you can access the Discord through Patreon. What made me want to be a chef? That's a good question. Um, so my mom likens me to Anthony Bourdain, and she likened me to Bourdain before I even stepped foot in a restaurant to work, right? But even before then, she always said, like, women like a guy who can cook. So that was, like my foot in the door, right? But it turns out I was pretty good at it. And I got a job at a restaurant as a dishwasher and went all the way up to be a lead line cook, which is great. And there was a crossroads in my life where I was deciding on whether or not I wanted to be a chef or a cook. And so there was this instance, or not a chef or cook, be a chef or a musician. Sorry, a musician, like professional musician and all that stuff. So I love music too. I love music. And so there was this other cook. Her name was Sarah. She's amazing. She's an amazing human. And she worked exactly like how I did. She did everything that I did and all that stuff. And I hated working with her. I loved hanging out with her. I loved doing all that, but I hated working with her. But I couldn't be mad at it because I did all the same things that she did. I had all those same habits and all that stuff. And I was, this was around the time where I really started digesting a bunch of like chef material and like, like how do I want to be better? Like, essentially romanticizing the whole thing, right? Really building myself up. And so I started to change my habits. And, I started saying please and thank you. I started to come in, early instead of on time. Started doing all that stuff. And eventually what happened is that I stuck around and she got fired. Because, like, there was that difference, kitchen culture changed. And that was, like, my sign of, like, okay, I'm going to be a chef, Like, this is, like, I'm improving. I'm constantly improving. And this is with me, and I have a band and all that stuff. And I'd have to leave the state in order to go to college for being, a musician. So I changed that. And, yeah, that's how I decided to become a chef. Like, that was the path I took. And that was the fork in the road. What's the tip every home cook should know? There's a lot of tips I can give home cooks. I think it really depends on what the home cook is trying to achieve. If the home cook is trying to get better at cooking, my tip is you're gonna fuck up a lot, but do not let that fuck up ruin your want to cook. Like, you're gonna mess up a lot. I mess up still a lot. It's gonna happen. Don't let that deter you from cooking, right? So when I do my live streams for cooking, which is gonna happen in 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks, we're coming back. We're coming fucking back. In 2 weeks, we'll do that. But when I do my actual cooking live streams, I make it a thing where that's only an hour long, from start to finish. And this way you can, you can have like, hey, look, this guy has starting cooking from start to finish and only doing it in an hour. And that's including like eating the dish too, and it's cheap. Majority of the time it's cheap. Go from there. I try to make it accessible for everyone. That way they can like have the confidence to cook. And I want everyone to have the confidence to cook, is what it is, right? What's a fruit trend I hate? All right. Poke nachos. I hate poke nachos. I hate them. I hate poke nachos so hard. I hate poke nachos. Yeah, I think that's stupid as fuck. I think it's dumb. I think it's, in some cases even dangerous. Fuck poke nachos. You know what? I'm not even a fan of poke either. It's essentially cold chirashi is what it is. Poke is cold chirashi. And you're probably thinking, like, what about warm chirashi? I mean, okay, technically poke is chirashi. Poke is chirashi, but instead of having sashimi sliced fish, you're getting cube sliced fucking salmon and tuna. I'm not a real fan of poke. I mean, it's not bad. It's not, but it's like there's this whole trend on just poke. It's fucking Subway rice bowls is what it is. Like it's I guess I hate it because it's like everyone's like, "Oh, it's revolutionary." It's like it fucking isn't. How do I stay creative with menus? I make my own menus on my own. I see something on YouTube, I see something that other restaurants are doing, I'm like, "Man, that's fucking cool." How can I be that cool? And then I'm like, just go from there. You don't invent something by copying, but you can be creative by replicating, right? Because what someone does is like something that you have never seen or done. So like, okay, well, how can I have my twist on that? And then you do something that twists into something that no one else has ever done. For instance, something that I've done was mole udon. So I made like a green mole and I tossed udon noodles in it, but it eats like a pasta. No one's ever done that. Shit like that. Or I call it a tonado carbonara or bonito carbonara. So instead of like using guanciale, like which is the pig jowls and all that stuff, I used katsuobushi, which is like the dried fish flakes that you get in to make dashi, like the Japanese dancing fish flakes. I used that. And that is like the smokiness and the like that meaty umami flavor that you would get from the pork jowl, and you make it the same way, and it's delicious, right? So like you think outside the box. It's like, okay, but you only realize that after you eat so much. So when you go out, you got to eat, taste everything, taste this fucking microphone, taste the leather in your chair, taste the paper. Because what you do is when you taste them as you go, that's what's going to like create your like memory, your repertoire. You know. How do you handle stress during a dinner rush? I think I credit part of my stress management to ADHD. I'm gonna be completely honest during the dinner rush because I'm able to like of my ADHD, I'm able to fucking thrive. I'm like, okay, this, and it's consistent back and forth, back and forth. But there are there's a fair amount of times where there is stress and it will not like subside. So the way that I deal with it is, you know, like there's a lot of times I have to catch myself mentally, be like, all right, and realize, you know, I look at the time, like, and we can always look at the time like, fuck, we have 5 more hours to go. In my mind, it's like, okay, there's only 5 more hours. A lot of the times when it's the rush is usually like the easier part of my day. It is like the tail end because all I have to do is worry about cooking. I don't have to worry about management. I don't have to worry. Well, I have to worry about management, but I don't have to worry about, you know, paperwork. I don't have to worry about this recipe right now. All I have to do is worry about the orders and how I'm going to create these systems to make my orders out. And usually I don't have to really create something unless I start a new menu. But I just check myself. Now, there's a lot of times where like front of house will like stop running food and all, or not stop running food, but just fuck up. I will take like a minute or two and come back and be like, hey, everyone, fucking stop. Get your shit right. This is happening. Don't let this happen again, please. Because we're wasting a lot of time fixing instead of cooking. You guys want to think that you have enough time to, or you won't have the time to do it right. When are you going to have the time to do it over? And get that through their head, right? If you don't have the time to do it right, when are you going to have the time to do it over? And then make sure everyone realizes it. Oh, that steak is 15 minutes. Yeah, well, you know what? It's a well-done steak. I want to make sure it's cooked all the way. I want to make sure my chicken is cooked properly. I want to do that. It's not my job to deal with the service. The service can or to deal with the customers. The service can deal with the customer, right? That's something I have to reiterate to the cooks, right? But it's the cook's job to make sure like what comes out of the kitchen is preem fucking product, right? Like the best that we can. But it doesn't mean drag your ass, right? Like, and I can tell when someone's dragging their ass. Just don't drag your ass. Like, just make sure, like, hey, you know, are you happy with this? Cool, put it out. Are you not happy with this? Remake it. I will be okay with that. If you're not happy with it, tell me you're not happy with it. Remake it. Fire it. Get used to that. I will be okay with that. You know, but a big part of that is like making sure that the kitchen understands like I'm going to have their back, but they have to have mine. They have to have my standards. They have to make sure that I am at this level, and I'm at this level because of their execution. But they need to know it's like I'm not demanding perfection. I'm just demanding excellence, right? I want them to be fucking excellent. I don't want them to be perfect. No one can be perfect. I'm fucking not perfect. I mess up every now and then, you know. But, you know, when there's times where shit just keeps piling up and all we can do is breathe. That's what we have to do. A dish from my culture that I wish more people knew about. So it's funny because like my culture is Japanese and Mexican background. So I don't really have like a dish that I wish everyone knew about because, you know, like everyone knows all the dishes that I do want. However, a dish that I wish everyone would eat from my childhood that a lot of people already probably have had a version of it, but it's one of my favorite things. My grandma called it mierda, which means shit in Spanish. But in actuality, it was a tuna casserole made out of egg noodles. I wish more people ate it and enjoyed it. But it was a good tuna casserole. It wasn't like that shitty, like, oh, you know, everything in a pan, blah, blah, blah. It was cooked like that, but it had flavor. She seasoned it. She made it right. She knew food. She cooked it right. She made it delicious. and I wish I want to make it now, and I've never made it. In retrospect, I have never made this, and now I want to make it. I think that's gonna be the first thing I make when I come back to the cooking stream. It's gonna be that dish. I really do, because that dish is the core of my memory. Is the core of my entire culinary background. Is that fucking dish, that and spam fried rice. You know, but spam fried, it's not a cultural dish, right? Like, that's the thing. So that's kind of like how it is. I still play Brawl Stars. I do. I just don't. I don't stream it. Like, I was on Brawl Stars today. I mean, I love the fucking new game mode. The new game mode is fun as hell. But I love MOBAs. I just don't like the culture of MOBAs. Right? I would play more MOBAs. I would play more League of Legends if League of Legends wasn't so fucking toxic. I'd play more Overwatch if it wasn't so toxic. I'd play more Rivals if everyone in Rivals wasn't such a fucking stupid piece of shit. Yeah, I do play games. I do. I used to play a lot of Call of Duty Mobile too, but there's something. It feels different now. Like, you know, when's the Fortnite stream? There's never going to be a Fortnite stream. I will promise you, never, ever, 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 ever Fortnite. I will not play Fortnite. I will play live on Brawl Stars when I'm, you know, someone else guests, right? Like, if someone wants to invite me or whatever, or they message me like, hey, can you join my live? I'll join their live. You know, I'll play and I'll be my awkward self, you know. Yeah, I'll do that stuff. It's just, I want to double down on food related content, you know, recipes and studying and actually making the food. So that's what I want to do, you know. That's all it is. It's like, I know that you guys, I know it's not entertaining for you guys, but for those who do stick around for this stuff, and you guys actually like pay attention or like write down or like poke my mind when it comes to this stuff, I promise you it's gonna carry with you. You know, when you have a date, when you want to impress your family, when you go to college, when you just want to make something nice for yourself. Like, the knowledge I give, it's gonna carry on to you in some form. I promise you, as long as you're paying attention, you know. Because food is morale, you know. When was the last time that you had shitty food and you were in a good mood after you had it? And when was the last time you were in a bad mood, but after you had good food, it kind of went away? Think about it. I love your love of my tattoos. There's a lot of tattoos I want to get covered up, though. And it's been 2 years since my last tattoo, which was this one. And I think I want to get it right here. Oh, wait, no. I have my ghost tattoo. I keep forgetting I have a ghost tattoo there. But I think I want to get it here. I wouldn't be opposed to getting it here, but I want to make sure, like, it's okay. And it's going to be the brand of sacrificed. The hardest food to master? I don't know. I think it depends on everyone. Like, everyone has different standards when it comes to food, so, you know. Well, I'm glad you approves, Kitty. The hardest food, I don't know. It's really hard. Like, because there's so many different techniques. There's so many different things, which is why it's like, if you understand the fundamentals, no food is hard. Like, all food is easy after that. because you understand food. What is hard is balance. Finding the balance on how this and this and this and this works. Like, how much of this do I need? How much of this? And you'll never get that perfect, And then when you do get it perfect, you got to write it down. And then the next time you make it, it might not be the same, And there's a reason why I have, like, papers like this just everywhere, just, like, of random stuff that I write, recipes and everything. It's like, oh, I'm fucking with something. I got to write it down. I got to make sure I have it right, And these are all subject to change, right? Mastery is hard. Mastery is stupid hard. It's super hard. Hey, Ruforn, how you doing? How you doing, Ruforn? Oh, you're both kitties. Oh, yeah, you guys are both kitties. God, I forgot. Like, there's so many steps to this one recipe. Like, it was a whole page recipe. It's pretty nuts. Do I have the eggplant confit? Do not have the eggplant confit. I do not. I just realized, like, this... I just realized, like, all the new Jabe's stuff is, like, done on this one. Alright, what do we want us to do? Let me see what we want us to do. Getting a stack. Hey, look, it shows up that I'm live on YouTube. There we go. Alright. Alright, Kitty, thank you so much for coming in. Kisses. Oh, shit. Alright. Got that one done. Smoked anchois aioli. Do we have that? So this is one of the recipes that I recently came up with that utilizes our smoked onion aioli, but this is like this is an umami bomb of a sauce. Funny how I know how to spell Worcestershire on the top of my head. Alright. Tomato bisque. Do I have the bisque on here? I might not have any of that on there, which is fine. Heirloom tomato bisque. What do you mean you can't say it's a congrats to that, Demi? Oh, also, Demi, I wasn't ignoring you on Father's Day. Thank you so much for Happy Father's Day. I was just getting my ass fucked. I gotta actually text you. Yeah. Gotta actually do that. Like, you were, like, bogged down while I was getting my ass kicked. I didn't even reply to everyone. That was a thing. Alright. Boy. Oh. Oh yeah, Worcestershire. Yeah, I have it. My favorite meal. Oh, I think it really depends on my mood what my favorite meal is. Fuck. I really, really, really enjoy eating like that fucking, I forgot his name, from Lord of the Rings. You know, Return of the King, where he's just eating a smorgasbord of bullshit. You know, the fucking cherry tomatoes. But I like to treat KFC like that. Like, or any fried chicken dinner like that. I try to get all the components. I get a little bit of coleslaw. You know, the mac and cheese and mash. You know, dark meat, white meat. You know, couple rolls. Anything that's like that with a bird is my favorite fucking like meal. Like Thanksgiving, my favorite meal. Like fried chicken, favorite meal. All that stuff. You know, I would not be a really good artist because look at how I hold my pen. You know, I'm not actually. I'm not really good at drawing in general. I have a trouble writing. The au poivre vinaigrette. This is my favorite thing that I have made most recently. This is my favorite fucking recipe. My new favorite. Okay, it's not my new favorite. It is the best thing that I've made in the past like 6 months. My opinion. It's this You're like, oh, it's just a fucking dressing. It's more than just a dressing. It's a goddamn. It's a breakthrough, is what it is. It's awesome. All right. It's delicious. It's goddamn delicious. All right. You guys can fight me for it. I don't give a shit. All right. Oh, let's see. All right, so we're gonna do the au poivre vin. Now, au poivre just means of pepper. That's it. Or add pepper, or with pepper. With pepper. That's all it is. But like you usually have like steak au poivre, and so I made this vinaigrette to go with the tartare. So it's like steak tartare au poivre. And you're thinking, oh, it just has pepper. It's like, no, I made a vinaigrette, and it's fucking mint. It's fucking mint. And it's actually, we have a bourbon au poivre at the restaurant as well. And I was like, you know, because we did like a steak au poivre for our like Wagyu set way back when I first started. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do something like similar flavors but better. It's like, oh, how can you make something better about all this shit? The fucking secret ingredient, you guys are gonna hate me, but it's actually like, you know, like those shitty like better than bouillon, those little fucking cans and all that stuff. That is the secret ingredient. God, this what? Why are you unsyncing? This whole thing's unsyncing right now. Oh, we're listening to Kendrick right now. Fuck it. Aye. Have I been live for an hour already? No, I guess I have. All right. Oh my gosh. Stretch. All right. with the wrong guy. So oh, thank you guys so much for the likes. So we're like at 800 likes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Batman. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke turned the baby in the... I... See, it's like, now that I'm writing all these recipes, it's like, I'm gonna have to, like, on the Discord, like, move shit around and make it, like, make sense. And, like, there's, like, more work with the Discord I want to do to make it, like, more easy for everyone, more accessible, without it being intimidating. It's like, oh, there's all these fucking recipes. And, like, give tips on everyone. But because of that, and the reason why is because, like, I put pepper blend on there. Well, what's a pepper blend? Well, the recipe I'm about to write right now. Like, writing these down, it's like crazy how many of these I've already wrote down for this restaurant, and I have only been there, you know, taking charge of everything for a month. So So the recipe I'm writing down right now is the pepper blend, but it's finished, so I don't need to do that one. But we are gonna work on the pickled mustard seed. So the pickled mustard seed is a pretty cool recipe. If you guys haven't seen anything like this, in the way of it operates, like the way it interacts with food is a lot like how caviar works with food. So it's like, you know, vegan sweet caviar, but there's ways you can make it more savory than sweet. It's, you know, I just like it on the sweeter side because it accompanies our rillette, which is just essentially, I like to call it cat food, but it's delicious, is what it is. Or do I have it already on here? I know I wrote a mustard pickle somewhere. I wrote my pickle solution. Okay, that's not it. Here, we'll do... Not Meisterd. Oy. Meh. Slow. Gotta do this. I hate when I do this. Dang it. There we go. Alright. Guys, I'm getting a little tired. I'm gonna do all that stuff, so I'm gonna take a break from the recipes, all that jazz. I will be live tomorrow probably, but it won't be until like later on at night. We'll see. I'm trying to work a new schedule for myself at the restaurant and all that jazz. But there's a lot of like moving parts on my end, all that. But we pretty much got almost all the recipes down. No, okay, that was the last recipe I was gonna put down. Perfect. So, hey, that was a perfect note to like end on. But we're gonna be working on that, and yeah, man, we got, you know, only one more lunch service, and then I get to like really work on extra bullshit. Guys, thank you so much for coming in, watching me just write bullshit down. Because, you know, you guys on TikTok aren't seeing it. You guys on Twitch absolutely are. But guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys later, and kisses. Oh yeah, fucking kisses.